So, in this video, I'm going to be going over what styles need a buff and nerf. Like, kind of like a rework. Yeah, let's just honestly get straight into it. That's all I need to say. So I think we're just going to be doing some ones for this video because, like, literally, Vira's not on, Zetabear's not on, Ball is not on, the whole squad is not on, but it's fine. So, the first one is pretty obvious. It's gonna be Hadari. I think it's pretty obvious why Hadari needs a nerf. Like, everyone's been saying he needs a nerf. He's slow, for starters, he's really slow. His ability is not that good anymore. The gravity on his spike is kind of sucky. So like I'll do like a full S tilt from here, see what happens. So I can't even do that. But, boom. So like his gravity is kind of sucky. And his spike power itself actually doesn't seem that good. It seems like a high gravity spike just with like no spike power. So okay. Wait, did I beat this? I think I beat this guy earlier. Oh, he's still playing casuals. Alright, it's fine. Alright, anyways, yeah, he's really slow. Everyone's been saying he needs a buff. The gravity, it's like, I don't know how to explain the gravity. But in my opinion, here are the buffs slash reworks. And he might just need a whole style rework actually. Like, he's just not very good. Basically, for starters, he needs to be faster. I think he needs to be faster. But then you gotta remember, he's not an ultra style, he's just a secret style, so you can't make him OP. He's not gonna be OP, but definitely a little bit faster, for sure. That is the first one. The second one, I'd say he needs a bit of a faster spike. Literally nobody uses him. TSH is coming back, and I think Hadari's play rate is gonna be like 2% of people. Like, it's not gonna be very high. So his spike definitely needs to be a little bit faster, and the gravity needs to be a little bit stronger, kind of like, not like Prime Hadari, where it was actually just unreceivable, but like, they actually nerfed him to the ground to the point where he's just not playable. The reason they had him so OP was because, you know, he's not a very fast spiker, he's pretty slow. All I really think that needs to be done on this style is literally just a gravity buff, a spike speed buff, and a regular speed buff. Like, I guess not spike speed, it's spike power. But that's all I can really say. Like, I don't know. I don't think he needs anything else other than that. And I guess it's not really I mean, technically it is kind of a rework if they're reworking its gravity. Hadari Loki. This guy says it's broken in ones. Hadari is the worst secret in the game, bro. I guess. Akari, on the other hand, we're gonna get into that next game. He's my main, but he needs a few changes. This guy says Akari's broken in once. No, he isn't. Akari, I said Akari. Hadari sucks. I guess I'm just pretty decent. Okay, well. Wow, I'm actually the greatest. Oh, and he uses redirection jump there. Okay. Anyways, Hadari's not broken in ones. Yeah, I'm just aiming. Yeah, but Hadari, you know, TSH is better, Sanu's better, everything's better. It's just a regular spike. Even Encho's better. All right, but let's get into the next video. Next game. All right, so the next style we're gonna be getting into is Akari. Just look at that. All right. So it's pretty obvious that Akari needs a nerf. As much as I don't want to need a nerf, I prefer to do stuff for the community. You know, I think it's pretty unfair that some people have this style and a lot of people don't because of the amount of spins it would have costed. Yeah, I try to be as fair as possible. Then again, you know, I'm not a developer. I just try to have a voice. But it's pretty obvious that Akari is extremely broken. People will say he's a skilled spiker, and in a way he is, because you need to do a little bit more, but most of the time, you know, he's not. No spiker in this game takes skill to play. Now, don't take that the wrong way, because some people will say, oh, well, Sanu takes skill to play because you have to hit corner shots with him. Well, that's a play style that's skilled, that's not the actual style that's skilled. No style in this game is skilled or requires skill. It like genuinely. It's just a play style that is skilled. You can be a skilled player, but like, for example, aiming corners, stuff like that, you know, it's that that's skilled and that's something that can be acquired and done on literally every style. But like Akari, for example, is so unfair. He can constantly back block. He has the strongest spike in the game on top of an overpowered dash ability, and he definitely just needs a whole rework. I'm not gonna say he needs balance changes. He definitely needs a whole rework for this. Like, he is ultra, but it's too good, right? Like, I don't know. And some people may say, oh, no, not really, because there are some charts that show highest win rate styles in ranked 2s, and Akari is actually relatively low. I think it's in 6th, maybe middle of the list, but you have to remember, it's an ultra style that not many people have. Like, if it can do plays like that, you know, it's pretty obvious. Then again, that play would technically be more skilled than just a regular spike with Sanu, but it doesn't take much skill, like seriously. And everybody, well, not everybody could do this, but at the start I couldn't do it and I thought it was impossible, but after literally like 3 days of playing him, I got it down. Like, you just gotta have your aiming. Like, look at that insane spike. That is 10,000 times faster than Hadari. Of course, it doesn't have Mortal P gravity, but it's just the spike power. And that dash from mobility, just being able to dash to these spikes and even do the soft spike set really easily. Like, look at that. It's just, you know, it's not fair. But this is why hopefully this video will reach the devs and they'll dedicate a whole update to reworking styles. I think the community would like that, honestly. I really do think the community would like. I mean, you guys can let me know down in the comments below. I'm trying to really help make this game good again. I'm trying to have, you know, I'm trying to make the experience more fun for you, because I've noticed a lot of people saying, oh, game's pay to win, it's not good anymore, miss season 3, and you know, I mean, it's a good game. I still find it quite fun. I mean, actually, not to the same extent that I did a few, you know, months ago, but I'll get into more of that in the next game. So I low-key kind of forgot to record this, but now I'm in the game and just missed one point. You guys, oh my god, you guys might have to hear me out on this one, but it's gonna be Ronin. Like, it needs a small buff. Now, for those of you who don't play Ronin, you may think, what? But Ronin's OP, he gets that rainbow spike, he's OP. Here's the thing, the rainbow spike is mastery 5, and it's a little bit pay to win. You know, and of course, you can't hit it every time, but still, for those who don't have Mastery 5 on Ronin and you play him, they just have to use the spike power. They have to use about the same spike power as TSH, and just pre-aim. Like, you can't really do desyncs with him as much, you know, like you have to just do stuff like that. Now in 1s it's a little different. It is not bad in 1s, but in stuff like 2s, you know. So, I'm just basing this off you guys, your guys' opinions and some of my community polls. But yeah, so I've gone over all these styles that you guys wanted to get buffed or nerfed. Hadari being probably the biggest one. So that's what I'm gonna hope happens. So yeah, Ronin, you know, what's not good about him? For starters, he's slow. I think his dive is completely fine for him, honestly, but he's a little slow. Maybe buff his speed by 1 to 2 points. Then his spike, the charge time on it. So here's what I'm thinking. The charge time on it, without Mastery 5, needs to be faster, or else he's just not a good style and a waste of money. Like, that was like Hadari's spike that we've been doing, and you have to charge up for that. So this is basically like, you know, and for an ultra, you know, it's not a very fast spike. Akari's is definitely faster in my opinion. But I mean, you know, Ronin, I think he needs a buff on, I think the gravity is fine. Just the spike power and maybe the charge up speed. Not to an extent where he'd be completely overpowered and nobody would be able to receive him, but just so that the people who spent their money on Ronin would feel like it wasn't a complete waste and would want to continue playing the game and maybe even main the style. Because here's the thing, I'll get into this in the next little game, but it'll be the last game. I do think that if an update was dedicated to reworking styles, it would bring back a lot of players. But this guy's a gift me, like nice. All right, well I'm gonna get to the next game. And for the last style, I don't know if I'm gonna get hate for this, but it actually has to be Kazana. So for all of you Kazana players who are saying he's a skilled style, this style is infinitely times better than Ronin, which is an ultra style, and it's not even close. Like, it's not the it's not the greatest style in ones, it's mainly in twos, but I have no duo to play with right now. But for example, he has good speed, good dive, max bump, more than max jump, insane spike gravity. It's just insane. Like, and for those who say Kazana is skilled, Kazana might really be one of the most unskilled spikers, literally ever. Like, I don't care what you say, all you have to do is spam your jump, which is of course normal. I'm fine with spamming jump because that's what the style should be focused on. But you can just do those S tilts every time, and it will go to the back line. Or if you're standing back line, you just have to pay the slightest bit of attention to that and just dial down your spike power. You know, I'll see a bunch of high rank Kazanas spamming just stop sets, which is like something that bronze players do, literally. Like, that's how unskilled it is. They'll do stop sets. You can aim cut here, you can aim backline, you can aim corner, you can dial down your spike power so nobody can get it, and on top of that, you can jump over their set block. Look at that, see that low power? Come on, it's insane. So what I think about Kazana should be reworked, not a balance change. What should be reworked with him? Number one, the style should really focus completely on his secret ability. I think if styles focused on their secret abilities, then I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, it's more focused on, I mean, sure, his jump is a big part of it for the stop sets, but that's not really how people score, It's how they score with the gravity on the spike, and the gravity on Kazana is probably the most OP gravity in the game. That's how OP it is, and I think this style is honestly could be better than I think it's better than TSH, honestly. I think it's a lot better than TSH. Yeah, I really do think this style needs a nerf. Definitely his gravity, and I think though, in replacement of his gravity being nerfed, I think what should happen to him? Well, I think that he should get literally like a 0 jump charge on his thing. I think it should focus more on his jump, and if he just had less gravity. So here's the thing: if he had less gravity, he couldn't do that low power S tilt spike. If they just rework a bunch of styles. Now, there are lots of styles that I think need a rework, but like look at that, that's OP. But these are the 4 important ones. Of course, Yogan needs a nerf for sure. Mikage might need a rework just because his block always shoots straight out of bounds. If you know, you know. But yeah, I mean, Kazana, look at that. See, it's just not hard to play. But hopefully you guys agree with me. Let me know down in the comments if you agree, and what styles you think needs a buff / nerf / rework. So peace out, guys. Hope you enjoyed.